Snacks Mills in the building.
I wasn't even thinking about me being on the show. I wanted to produce something for them.
Cool celebrity. Like if I went to the mall and stuff, people like, oh.
The thing was, I didn't even know that anybody ever thought I was ugly.
We look like twins almost.
Okay.
She really wouldn't be
Covering any more subjects related. So that's why you got the raw reaction. This is pathetic. It's pathetic.
Hey guys, welcome back to the SweetpeaDiaries. It's your girl SweetPea, and I am back with another video. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome back to my channel. And if you are a new subscriber, welcome to the SweetpeaDiaries. Be sure to like this video, share this video, but most importantly, be sure to subscribe to the channel. You guys, let me know if you can hear, please. Let me know if you can hear so we can get this party started. Who's in the chat? Who we got in the chat? Let's see. All right. We got my moderator. Dion says whatever. My moderator. Together we break chains. And the both of them, they both have YouTube channels. So make sure you go over there and subscribe. We got famous producers in the house. We got Tootsie. We got Mira. We got Mariana. We got Mimi Twin, Marlena, Veronica Cooper. We got Blackness. It's Fig. Born a Queen. Hey, girl. Okay, you guys can hear. So, yeah, you guys see this, right? Settlement reached. What? Have they reached a settlement? Now, we got the receipts. You're going to be the judge. You let me know what you think this means. Is there a settlement in the works? Now, Tasha K, we all know she has this bankruptcy that she's been going back and forth. And they have been uncovering so many things with their finances. Well, we have receipts to show that her and her husband still up to their tricks. They still moving money around. This going here, this going there. So we're going to take a look at those expenses and monthly operating expenses for the month of May, child. Because it just, I'm like, listen. They told your ass that in the first place not to be moving no money around. And you know she don't listen. The heifer is hard-headed. But even after her accountant had been found and it was uncovered more that they have trust accounts over in the Cayman Islands, child, wherever it is, over in the offshore accounts, okay? It was discovered that these things exist and they're like in her name, her kids' names. And they asked the husband, whose accounts are these? I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? They're named after your wife. I don't know. So it was shown that they were taking money from her bank account. It just kind of looks like funneling. You know what I mean? Like cleaning money. You know how drug dealers, they're selling drugs, but then they go get a business and they wash the money by running it through the business to make it look clean. Well, that's just kind of what it looks like. Okay. So let's just jump right into it without further ado. So Tasha K has this bankruptcy, and with a chapter 11, you have to, it's similar to chapter 13. If anyone knows anything about bankruptcy, it's a repayment plan. So during that, the whole, bankruptcy, you have to go through, there's different qualifications and different things you got to do. And one of those is you have to complete like a debt management or a financial, enrichment. Like you have to be just like when you have drunk driving and you got to go take motor classes or driving courses or whatever. Well, that's what she had to do. She had to complete some type of financial course. And child, we got her certificate, child. Certificate of debtor education, okay? She completed the class, and they gave her a little certificate to show that, she is in compliance with what she's supposed to be doing. So it is a certificate of debtor education. I certified that on April 19th of 2024 at 7 o'clock in the morning. Latasha Kibi completed a course on personal financial management given by internet by Sage. Oh, okay, so it was given by the internet. So she did it over the internet by Sage Personal Finance, a provider approved pursuant to USC 111 to provide an instructional course concerning personal financial management in the Southern District of Florida. So this document is to show that she completed that, and that was part of her requirements, stipulations to this. But goddamn, girl, you was up at 7:19 in the morning. Well, y'all know she's up at all hours, child, pining over YouTube, trying to figure out who she gonna expose, who she gonna interview, who she gonna fly out. So homegirl was up at 7:19 in the morning. Let me get this goddamn course ready. Let me get this shit out the way. Shaq, get over here and help me do this goddamn class. Honey, so she got that out the way. Now, I was going through the records like I do every now and then just to check for updates because, if you don't be on top of this, she'll just fly things under the radar. You won't even know what's going on with this because she keeps other things in the press and other things on social media, so we get distracted and we forget that she owed Cardi B $4 million. But the people don't let me forget because they're in my DM all the time. Sweet Pea, what is the update? What's going on with Tasha? When is this bald-headed heifer going to pay Cardi B? I was doing a live about something else the other day, and somebody was in the comments like, and meanwhile, Tasha K still owes Cardi B. And I'm like, yeah, you're right about that. Let me go check out and see what is going on. So when I was going through everything, I came upon this little receipt here. And it looks to me like there is going to be some type of settlement conference that is going to be taking place this month on the 24th at 11 a.m. So I did a little research and looked into what a settlement conference is, and it's just what it says. It is a settlement conference. It is a meeting of the minds between the attorneys and the judge, and the attorneys are gonna present who they represent. They're going to be presenting their offers and their terms, and they're going to battle it out and duke it out to see what is the best settlement deal to come up with. Now, during these settlement conferences, prior to the conference, the judge encourages each side to try to come up with a settlement offer before they even get here, before they even get to the meeting on the 24th. He would prefer that they reach a deal on their own. So let's go through this. I'm just going to jump right into it. Let's just read it, and we'll try to come up with what do we think is going on. Do we think that Cardi offered a settlement? I doubt it. Or do we think that Tasha offered a settlement? And I kind of think it's more heading in that direction, because this has to do with all of her creditors, because she's filed Chapter 11. So she submitted her, and we looked at that in our last video. I'm not going to bring up all those documents. You have to go watch the other video. We looked at the restructuring plan. We looked at what she is offering each creditor, what she wants to pay them back as far as the repayment plan goes. So we've already covered that. Now, this document here, I'm thinking that what they're trying to do is say that we're going to try to come up with some type of a settlement. Cardi rejected the offer that Tasha made to, how she wanted to pay back Cardi B. She basically didn't even want to give her $1 million. Okay. It was some low ball offer. And Cardi, of course, rejected that. Now, when we look at Tasha K's finances, we see what she brings in. I went over that on a previous video. And she clearly can pay Cardi B. Clearly. All right. She has the money to pay this woman, but she just doesn't want to. So let's read this paperwork. It says amended notice to parties participating in judicial settlement conference. James C. Moon Esquire shall serve a copy of this notice on all counsel who are not recipients of this notice via CMEFC and shall file a certificate on service of the same. Counsel for each party shall deliver a copy of this notice to their client and client representative. You are receiving this notice because you are a party that you represent. You are receiving this notice because you or a party you represent agreed to participate in a judicial settlement conference. The presiding judge in the above captioned matter may have entered an order directing you and the other parties to attempt to negotiate a settlement of disputes arising in or related to the above caption matter. You and the other parties selected the Honorable Paul G. Hyman, U.S. State's bankruptcy judge, to assist you in settlement negotiations. By attending the settlement conference, in addition to any order entered in the above caption matter governing the settlement conference, each party and each party's representatives, agents, and advisors are advised. Failure to comply completely with any requirement provided in this notice shall result in cancellation of the pre-settlement conference call and the settlement conference, and shall result in an award of attorney's fees. So if either side does not completely comply with any requirement provided in this notice, it will automatically result in cancellation of the pre-settlement meeting, and they would have to pay the other person's attorney's fees. So time and place of the settlement conference. The settlement conference will commence on Zoom on June 24th, 2024 at 11 a.m. All participants must register for a Zoom account. Participants may choose to either enter into the offered free trial or purchase a paid account. You have to do this no later than 5 working days prior to the date set for the pre-settlement conference call. Now, when registering for Zoom, the parties must ensure their full legal name appears on the video. Zoom invitations will be sent out to all participating parties. Now, some people ask, well, it's Zoom, so is it public? Is it going to be? No, it won't be. I do not think that it'll be made to, available to the public, because if it was, that information would be right here, like the Zoom link, the Zoom information would be on the document. I highly doubt that members from the public will be able to log into the Zoom. I think that only is for court cases, because court cases are by, the Constitution, by law, Declaration of Independence, whatever, those statutes. We have, as a public, we have the right to, watch trials, be present at people's, court dates and stuff like that. So this is different. This is more like a bankruptcy thing. So I don't think that the public will be able to just log into this. Okay. So it is possible that the pre-settlement conference call or settlement conference will be continued. So that's like an automatic, a blanketed statement. Of course, at any given time, something can be canceled, right? And then they would have to reschedule. Number 3, good faith attempt to settle. Now, this is what I was talking about in the beginning of the video. They were encouraged to try to, come up with a settlement agreement prior to this meeting. So the parties agree and consent that all disputes between them, whether or not arising in the above captioned matter, will be addressed as part of the settlement conference. Each party shall make a good faith attempt to negotiate a global settlement of the disputes arising among the parties involved in the settlement conference. Now, conduct of settlement conference. What is the role of Judge Hyman as the settlement facilitator? Judge Hyman is not the presiding judge in this matter. While Judge Hyman is acting in his official capacity as a bankruptcy judge while assisting the parties, he will have no involvement whatsoever in deciding any issue in the above captioned matter addressed in the settlement conference. Judge Hyman's role is to facilitate the settlement discussions among the parties in an attempt to assist the parties in reaching a global settlement of their disputes. And if this is not possible, to assist in narrowing the issues for hearing before the presiding judge. The settlement conference will be conducted in confidence, and no transcript, audio, or video recording of the or formal record will be made unless you are notified otherwise. So they're saying that, they won't have any transcription, it won't be any court reporters, none of that. Nothing will be taped or recorded. It's just going to be a meeting. Now, this means that he's not the presiding judge over the bankruptcy. He's not the presiding judge over the matter. He is simply helping them, conduct this meeting and helping them to kind of like being a facilitator, like it says, being a third party, so that he's like on the outside looking in and try to like resolve any disputes that they might have while they're at the meeting. So only Judge Hyman as settlement facilitator, Judge Hyman's staff, the parties, and the parties' representatives, attorneys, and advisors will be permitted to be present in the Zoom conference during the settlement conference. So that just answers your question right there. No public. While Judge Hyman typically conducts a settlement conference in the same manner as a mediation, the settlement conference differs from a traditional mediation in that Judge Hyman, as facilitator, may provide his personal views on the claims and positions of the parties. Any settlement agreement reached as a result of the settlement conference will be a consensual agreement entered into by the parties voluntarily. It is not possible to accurately estimate how long a settlement conference will last. However, all attorneys and parties representatives shall be in attendance without any interruptions from the start of the settlement conference until 6 p.m. unless Judge Hyman otherwise agrees. So they're going to be locked in this meeting from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. That's almost a full-time job. Okay, they're going to be in there battling it out. Now, pre-settlement conference demand and offer. The settlement conference is more likely to be productive if the parties exchange written settlement proposals prior to the conference. Accordingly, unless Judge Hyman agrees otherwise, at least 7 days prior to the pre-settlement conference call, counsel for the plaintiff, Movant, shall submit to counsel for the defendant, respondent, a written settlement demand, including an itemization of damages, if appropriate, and a brief explanation as to why such a settlement is appropriate. So let's break that down right there, because this tells you who's doing what. So 7 days prior to this meeting, counsel for the plaintiff shall submit to the counsel for the defendant written settlement demands, including an itemization of damages, if appropriate, and a brief explanation as to why such a settlement is appropriate. So the plaintiff in the matter is going to request itemization of the damages. And they also want a brief explanation as to why the settlement would be appropriate. Including in such written settlement demands, counsel for each of the parties shall submit to counsel for the opposing parties a written settlement offer with a brief explanation as to why such a settlement is appropriate. If there are more than two parties, each party shall deliver a settlement demand or offer as appropriate under the circumstances. All parties shall email Judge Hyman any oral or written settlement proposal exchanged pursuant to this paragraph. So now, let's really break this down because I see somebody. Mimi, are you calling me? Mimi, I see you are in the chat saying SPD. Did you need me before I keep going? Is there something you're trying to point out to me? Because I'm not really watching the chat. So let me know. Okay, SPD, this is regarding the amount allowed in the bankruptcy, not the full settlement amount, correct? Okay, so people are confused. Okay, so you're trying to figure out what this is about. Okay. So a pre-trial, like a pre-settlement conference, what they're saying here is that you can offer what it is that you're trying to, like prior to this, Tasha K put out her proposal as to how she is prepared to pay everybody back, right? Remember the previous video, we looked at that. She said, this amount I want to give to this person, this amount I want to give to that, bada, bada, bada. And Cardi B said, no, I don't want that. I'm not happy with that. So I'm thinking, that's why I said, we want to go over this together and you tell me what you guys think. Everyone else was in agreement with Tasha's offer. Of course they were, because she don't really owe nobody else nothing. So I'm thinking that this pre-settlement conference is now upon us because Cardi B rejected Tasha K's proposal. That's what I'm thinking. I could be wrong. If there's some legal professionals in the building, please tell me, correct me if I'm wrong. But that's why I said we were going to go over it together and y'all be the judge. Is this a settlement? Is this on behalf of Cardi B and Tasha K? Because this is similar to like when you have a lawsuit, right? This was what Judge Ray Ray encouraged them to do when they were in the lawsuit. He said, y'all need to try to come up with a settlement. And remember, Tasha came up here and was like, yeah, Cardi want to settle. Cardi want to settle. No, it wasn't Cardi wanted to settle. The judge was telling your ass that you need to settle, that you need to try to come up with some type of proposal to either take videos down, pay her a little bit of money, maybe attorney fees or something, because if you go through with this, it's not going to end well for you, which we ended up seeing. So that's what I'm thinking that this is, that because Cardi B turned down Tasha's offer, they are now saying, okay, well, what do we want to do a settlement. What do you want what do you want, Cardi? Because like this says, the plaintiff has to, give the list of demands and everything to the defendant. In this case, I would be thinking Tasha would be, to me, she would be the plaintiff because she's bringing forth this bankruptcy, right? So I think wouldn't the roles be reversed if Cardi is now on the other hand? Now, if Cardi is still the plaintiff in the matter, I mean, it would still be the same thing because Tasha's the one that owes everybody. So she would have to be coming up with the settlement, right? So I don't really know. Like, I'm thinking as we keep reading, as we keep going, we'll do some Google searches and we'll try to figure it out. But let's just get through the documents and then we'll try to figure it out. But this is the tea. This information is coming straight from the docket. And of course, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a paralegal. I'm not any of that. So y'all know we got to figure this thing out as it goes. But common sense, like we always say, we can read. Pre-settlement conference, settlement, any words, settlement is saying that they're trying to get this done outside of the actual bankruptcy. Like whatever you offered in that day, like scratch that. We need to have this conference because we need to come up with a plan. We need to come up with what is going to be paid. because obviously Cardi's not happy with what you offered. She said no. So we need to sit down and we need to go back and forth, the lawyers and, or representatives for each party. We need to duke this out. That's why it's from 11 to 6, because they're going to sit down and pull out all the financial paperwork. They're going to, everybody's argument is going to be heard, and they're going to come up with a settlement. Because it can't be for all the creditors, because she already did that. The plan that she offered in my last video, the restructuring plan, she said how she wanted to pay Ally Financial, Bank of America, all these different places. They agreed to her terms. Cardi B was the one that said, no, I don't agree to what she wants to pay me. Okay, so that's why I'm thinking this settlement conference has now come up, because Cardi and her team, they are like, no. Cardi wants all of her money. She doesn't want 200 and some thousand or 300 some thousand. Tasha didn't even want to give this woman $500,000. She's not even $1 million. She wanted to lowball her and give her a little over, I think it was almost $300K. It wasn't nothing. So as we keep reading, we'll get to the bottom of it. We're going to get to the bottom of it, okay? Let's just keep going, because it's going to give us, as we go, it'll give us more context. So now this says the settlement conference is more likely to be productive if the parties exchange written settlement proposals prior to the conference. So now, first off, let me just check something really quick. Give me 1 second. So the debtor, all right, responsible party is Tasha. All right, so in this matter then, okay, yes. So Cardi is the plaintiff, Tasha is the defendant. That's what this is. Because remember, Cardi, she filed a lawsuit, and she filed another lawsuit about the judgment not being able to be allowed under the bankruptcy. So Tasha K ain't filing no lawsuits or nothing. So she's the defendant. Tasha is the defendant. And Cardi is the plaintiff. So let's go back to that question, that sentence right here. All right. So here we go. The settlement conference is more likely to be productive if the parties exchange written settlement proposals prior to the conference. Accordingly, unless Judge Hyman agrees otherwise, at least 7 days prior to the pre-settlement conference call, counsel for Cardi B shall submit to counsel for Tasha a written settlement demand, including an itemization of damages and a brief explanation as to why such a settlement is appropriate. Included in such written settlement demand, counsel for each of the parties shall submit to counsel for the opposing parties a written settlement offer with a brief explanation as to why such a settlement is appropriate. So this is basically the court asking them to come to some sort of compromise. I don't think that this is a settlement in a way of Tasha's offering a settlement or Cardi is offering to settle. The word settlement, I think in this matter, means they're settling the issue. Like they're trying to come together and say, okay, I want this. And then this one says, I want this. And then the paperwork and the itemization and all of that and their proposals is supposed to support why you want this and then why you want this. That's what this is. Okay. And let's just solidify that by going to Google. We're going to do an old Google search really quickly. So we're going to do settlement conference, because I did briefly look this up before the video, but I really didn't get too much. I was trying to hurry up and come live for you guys. Settlement conference. Okay. Chapter 11. Okay. All right, here we go. So settlement bankruptcies. So settlement agreements and bankruptcy. So let's read this article. So we can make sure that we are on point. You know what I'm saying? This is live and in action, okay? So we make sure we got the right information and we are understanding what's going on. Because like I said, I saw this and I was like, okay, now what is going on? Who's doing what? And then I knew that it had to be something about what Tasha wanted to offer Cardi. Because we know that aside from Tasha's debt with Cardi, her bankruptcy is only $22,000. Maybe 30. Okay. What takes it up to the millions is Cardi's debt. So if she were to remove that, she wouldn't even have had to file bankruptcy. And I keep saying, like, her car payment, she pays $1,050 some a month. Girl, why are you paying that kind of money for a 2021 Silverado truck? That's a lot of money. I don't even pay that kind of money for the truck that I have. You paying over $1,000 a month, and then the amount that she owes on it, she could have just paid it off, given the income that we see that she makes. So she definitely needed a class in finance. Like that class that she had to take at 7 a.m, she definitely needed that, because girl, that don't make no damn sense. You should have been paid that off. Why are you just giving yourself debt? You're paying a bill of $1,000 or more monthly, and you bringing in $60K a month in YouTube, just YouTube, not Facebook, not the app. You could have been paid your car off. Like that. Why are you holding on to this payment? That don't make no sense to me. But anyway, so with settlement agreements in bankruptcy, what does this mean? Okay. The practice note discusses settlement agreements. This is what this discusses, and the various risks to the settling parties in a bankruptcy case. Settlement agreements and the certainty that is supposed to be created by such agreements are subject to several risks in the context of a bankruptcy filing by one of the settling parties. So first and foremost, there is the risk that the party against whom the claim has been asserted will obtain a release in exchange for a promise to pay, and then file for bankruptcy and discharge the payment obligation. Although this risk can be mitigated if the releasing party secures the payment obligation, the lien or security interest could be subject to clawback as a preferential transfer in the event that the party that is granted the lien of security. Okay, no, we're not going there. That's too much. All right, let me just find out what the damn like. Let me get to the damn definition. I'm not doing all that. All right, let me see. All right. I don't like this article. I just want a definition. Let's. Okay. So, settlement. Let's do bank. Oopsie. Okay. Okay. See, that's what this is. It's the same thing. Parties meet with a neutral person, usually a judge, to clarify the issues and discuss the possibility of settling the case before the trial. So this was demanded by, I believe this happens, the court puts this in place. What is a settlement conference? In a settlement conference, a judge or volunteer attorney assists the parties by evaluating the strengths and weaknesses of the case and attempting to negotiate a settlement of the dispute, but without making any decisions or orders in the case. So that's what this is. It is, I don't think that either party bought this on. I believe the court bought this on because they can't come to an agreement. And this is on behalf of Cardi B and Tasha. This doesn't have anything to do with any of the other creditors. I believe that the creditors probably can be there, but I think this wholeheartedly has to do with Cardi and Tasha because of the bulk debt that is owed. And Cardi's not happy with the offer that Tasha made. So Tasha has to come back with something that's going to make her happy. And then she's got to come forth with what I want to make me happy. So that's what this is. The court has put this in place. They have asked that they have a settlement conference. They are asking them to please try to settle this because it's going nowhere. We're not getting anywhere. That's what this is. So no, Tasha is not asking for a settlement, and Cardi is not saying, I'm settling and I'm just going to take this amount. No, this is a meeting of the minds. All parties are going to be present. It's going to be from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Okay. June 24th, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. So that tells me they're going to be hashing it out, pulling out paperwork, discussing these Cayman Island withdrawals, and they getting ready to get in the thick of it, honey. They're going to roll up their sleeves. They're going to be asking Sheck, what is this transfer here? He's going to be, I don't know. I don't know nothing about the taxes. I don't know anything about the Cayman Islands. I don't know nothing. I know nothing. She did it. She did it all. She did it. I told her to leave Cardi B alone. She did it. You know, he gets on stage and on the stand and he always throws her under the bus. Child, when they had court, that's all he did. She did it. I'm just the editor. I just edit the videos. I don't know nothing about nothing. Nothing, sir. I know nothing. Okay, so now do we understand that? Let me get a 1 in the chat if we understand now. If we understand, I think I was on point. I just didn't clarify who was who, what was what. But I think I was basically headed in the right direction. That this is a settlement meeting. It's like a meeting of the minds. Each side is going to be present. Each side is going to be offering their argument as to why they want what they want. Cardi's going to say, I want all my damn money, right? And Tasha is going to say, I don't have it. I don't have it. That's what Tasha's going to say. And Shaq is going to be like, I told you to leave Cardi B alone. I told you. So that's what's going to be happening on the 24th. All right. Cardi just going to be standing there under. I just want my money. I just want to ride off into the sunset in the Dominican Republic. So Kamisha says, no, I don't understand. Okay. So basically what happened, did you watch the other video that I did? If you didn't, in the other video, we talked about Tasha's restructuring plan. With a Chapter 11 bankruptcy, it's like a payment plan. You're saying how much I'm going to pay on my debt. Right? I'm not discharging it like a Chapter 7 where you're not responsible for the debt anymore. Like when you win the bankruptcy, the debt is wiped clean. That doesn't happen with a Chapter 11, which is what Tasha K filed. With a Chapter 11, you got to pay back the money. So she put forth a bankruptcy restructuring plan. And in that plan, she offered each creditor a set amount of money. And she said how she's going to pay that over a period of time. When she gave Cardi hers, Cardi said, no, I don't want that. You're lowballing me. That ain't shit. It was only it wasn't even $300,000 that she wanted to pay back. Cardi's like, that's not enough. Okay, to $4 million. So you see that now? Okay. So now the court has stepped in and the court is saying, we're going to conduct a settlement conference and we're going to have this judge act as a facilitator to help negotiate these matters. Everybody that is involved in this that wants to be present is going to be present, and they're going to offer their reasons as to why this should be paid and and then Tasha's gonna say why she doesn't want to pay. Like, so it's just gonna basically be a powwow, and they're not gonna come to like a set ruling, but they're gonna try to come to a conclusion, and then they're gonna go away from this meeting, and then they'll have court or whatever where they will put what they came up with as a ruling. The ruling won't be as a result of this meeting, but they will come to some type of consensus by the time the meeting is over, and then they will put it all in writing afterwards. Okay? So now do you guys get that? So yes, and Cardi can still refuse. But that's why they're saying, even before you come to this meeting, try to come to some type of conclusion, even before this. So that means that this is taking too long. It's taking longer than what they expected, probably longer than what it should have, because Tasha's trying to be cheap. She's trying to get around paying. She's trying to pay this woman the bare minimum. And Tasha is, Cardi's not having it. So that's where we're at. So let's see. The settlement conference, okay, we got that. 7 days, blah, 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 blah. Included in such written settlement demand, counsel for each of the parties shall submit to counsel for the opposing parties a written settlement offer with a brief explanation as to why such a settlement is appropriate. See, that's what we just said. So if there are more than two parties, each party shall deliver a settlement demand or offer as appropriate under the circumstances. All parties shall email Judge Hyman any oral or written settlement proposal exchanged pursuant to this paragraph. None of the foregoing documents shall be filed in the above captioned matter or otherwise made a part of the record in such matter. On occasion, this process leads directly to settlement. See, that's what we just said. So anything that they do in this meeting or before it, none of the documents involved in that is going to be part of the record, because it's not gonna, it's not gonna be a ruling right there. On occasion, this process will lead to a settlement. So they're hoping that this meeting will be productive, and they said usually when they do things like this, it leads to a settlement. And so when we hear the word settlement in a lawsuit, people automatically think that, you're offering to just let this go, or I'm taking this, small amount, or Cardi is offering to walk away. No, the word settlement just means agreement. I'm just coming to a conclusion, agreement. We're settling this matter. Whatever the terms are, doesn't have to mean that it's going to be a lowball offer. Because I think if Cardi was willing to take something lower than what Tasha offered, we wouldn't be here right now. She would have took that and said, okay. I believe that Cardi wants all of her money. If she can't get all of it, I think she'll probably settle for $2 million. She's well aware that Tasha can pay her. They have combed, her and her attorneys, they have combed through Tasha's finances. We have also looked at Tasha's finances with the bank statements that she's been providing to the court. And we even came up with the conclusion that she could pay Cardi. So that's why Cardi is not settling for Tasha's bullshit. She's not buying the I'm broke shit. She's not buying that. She wants her money because you took her through this shit. And all the people that are saying she just need to let it go, it's been years. She's got money. Tasha don't have what she had. Tasha put herself in this situation because she been could have let it go. She could have been let it go. Tasha K do not want to pay Cardi B. That's what it all boils down to. She's trying to get around to paying her. But you are locked in this chapter 11. You're going to have to pay this woman. You're going to have to pay her something. And she's going to have to be satisfied before this is over. So I don't know if they walk away from this and they don't come to a conclusion. I don't know what is next. But they're hoping that they can come to some sort of agreement. So, settlement conference statements and supporting documents. Judge Hyman finds that settlement conference statements are instructive and allow time spent during the conference to be more constructive. Each party shall prepare and exchange a settlement conference statement setting forth the relevant positions of the party concerning factual issues, issues of law, and relief sought, including damages if appropriate. All parties should be aware that neither the contents of the settlement conference statements nor any portions thereof will be treated as confidential within the context of the settlement conference process. Additionally, if there are any operative pleadings of record, please provide the docket entry numbers for review online via CMECF. For any online pleadings that you cite, you must also include a docket entry for any countervailing pleadings on the same issue. The settlement conference statements shall set out the settlement negotiation history of the matter, including any specific demands and offers previously conveyed and any demands and offers conveyed as a result of this notice. The statement should also include, at a minimum, a short, concise statement of the relevant facts not in dispute, a short statement of the facts that are subject to dispute, the operative law that you believe are at issue, and the strengths and weaknesses of your case. However, please do not include string cites or citations of basic, well-established case law. And if she had Olga and them, they would have done that. This statement right there is saying, don't just put any redundant case law shit we already know. Because you know that's how Olga and Sadir got down. They used to just prepare briefs and just put together shit just to turn in. And the judge would be like, are you sure? They would get up and say shit during the damn court hearings. Are you sure that's what you want to say? Y'all need to go back to law school. I mean, Judge Ray Ray said that, not me. Those was his words. Okay. So they're saying here, please come prepared. Please put your argument together as to why you want what you want, why you think you should get what you want, or whatever. Don't just come up here bullshitting, okay? Please. Now, the settlement conference statement shall be submitted in PDF format, be typed in 14-point century school book font, shall be double-spaced, and shall not exceed 15 pages, with each page being numbered, inclusive of any court opinions and supporting documents. Judge Hyman will not read settlement conference statements that fails to conform to these requirements. No later than 5 p.m. on June 10th, the party shall email the settlement conference statements to Judge Hyman. So that was yesterday. So 5 p.m. yesterday, they needed to turn in their supporting documents. So was Tasha K live yesterday? Did anybody see her acting wild or crazy? Because y'all know when she has issues going on with Cardi's case, she gets crazy. So did we see any wild behavior from Tasha yesterday or maybe a few days leading up to the 10th? Because, child, y'all know she get crazy. Fuck that bitch. She be all online trolling and dragging. Oh, Lord. So let me know in the chat. Did we see any crazy Tasha K antics? All right. So none of the foregoing documents shall be filed in the above captioned matter or otherwise made a part of the record in such matter. Failure to timely supply Judge Hyman with the requested settlement statements will result in cancellation of the conference. Judge Hyman will promptly report any such failure, including the identity of the relevant party or parties, to the presiding judge and recommend that the presiding judge award to any complying parties their attorney fees and travel expenses should the settlement conference be canceled as a result of the failure of any party to comply. So if they do not file this brief correctly, if they didn't, because that was June 10th. If they didn't turn this in correctly, the supporting documents, the font, the required number of pages, if you went over a page, if you turned it in at 5:02, then you would have to pay the other party's attorney's fees and traveling expenses. Yeah. So the pre-settlement conference is going to be held via Zoom. Judge Hyman finds that a pre-settlement conference call with just counsel is productive and expedites the conference at the outset. So Cardi and Tasha will not be present. It will just be counsel. The conference call will be held via Zoom unless the parties are noticed otherwise, and will be set on June 14th, 2024 at 9 a.m. Contact Dawn Leonard, da 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 da. So what are they having on June 10th? I mean, so June 24th, the settlement conference will commence on Zoom on June 24th at 11. That's the settlement conference, but the conference call, the pre-settlement conference call. So prior to the 24th, the pre-settlement call is on the 14th. They're hoping that maybe they could come to some sort of agreement on this day. They're hoping that, they did some work and they reached a settlement. If they did reach the settlement, then the actual call is going to be on the 24th. Okay? So attendance parties required. Each party shall attend the settlement conference only by Zoom as stated in the paragraph, or through a duly authorized representative with complete authority to negotiate and execute a settlement agreement in such person's direction. Judge Hyman does not allow any person to appear by telephone except in extraordinary circumstances, even if telephone participation is approved by the presiding judge. No party is entitled to have another person appear instead of the party under a power of attorney unless expressly permitted by Judge Hyman, which will not be granted except in exceptional circumstances, such as when the party is incapacitated. If the party is an individual, that person must attend the settlement conference. If the party is a corporate, government, or other organizational entity, the party must have a person attend who is fully authorized to negotiate and execute a settlement agreement. Without limiting the foregoing, if a party is a defendant, respondent, the party's representative must have final statement authority to commit the organization to pay, in the representative's own discretion, a settlement amount up to the plaintiff's prayer of relief. Without limiting the foregoing, if a party is a plaintiff, the party's representative must have final authority in the representative's own discretion to authorize dismissal of the matter with prejudice or to accept a settlement amount down to the respondent's last offer. If a party to the settlement conference is a public entity, blah, 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 we're not going through that. So, okay, if it's an insurance company, we're not going through that. Okay, we're not talking about that. So if a required person described above fails to attend the settlement conference will be canceled or rescheduled. Judge Hyman will promptly report such facts, including the identity of the person, and we went over that, and then you would have to pay the fees and all that. So basically what this means is that the pretrial conference that they want to try to come to an agreement. Hold on one second, you guys. Okay, guys. All right. So basically, that's what it's saying, is that the pretrial conference, they're hoping that, they come to some type of agreement. The lawyers will be present to duke it out back and forth. And then at the actual conference, everybody will be present. So that's basically what is going on. Okay. And Tasha, she just really doesn't want to pay. That's what this boils down to. She doesn't want to pay. Cardi knows she can pay, and that's why we're here. We're reached a point of them needing to have a settlement meeting. Basically, the court is making them do it because Tasha doesn't want to pay. That's what this boils down to. So let me know in the chat, and if you catch the replay, let me know what you think about this. Why is Tasha stalling? Why don't she want to pay this woman? She had plenty of opportunity to just stop the bullshit. She could have walked away. She could have took the videos down. She could have went on about her business, but she did not. She chose to go back and forth. She chose court. She chose this. And now she doesn't want to pay. She also was told not to move any money, but she did that anyway. So that's another matter. Like if people say, well, you did that video. You had us thinking Tasha was going to jail and she's still out. That's what somebody made a comment saying. Listen, I'm not the law. I'm not the judge. I'm not Judge Ray Ray. He clearly told her that she wasn't supposed to move any money. How do I know what's being investigated and what they looking into? I have no idea, but I do know if a judge in a court tells you don't move money and you do, and then these lawyers had to hunt down your accountant, and then they found that you, in a sense, are embezzling money, what do you think is going to happen? This stuff doesn't happen overnight, but what do you think is the possibility of what could happen? So let's look at, I want to take a look at this. Now, every month, Tasha's got to enter in operating reports for her business because she filed bankruptcy. Because they want to see what you bringing in, what you doing, what your, and that's what this is. But this is where they uncovered, like, okay, they moving money around. When they found those offshore accounts, they also found that she was taking money, putting it, in this account, putting it that account. So let's take a look at that, because they say, well, I'm paying this business. I'm paying this to Yellen Entertainment. I'm paying this out to the rent. Child, no. What does that sound like? That sounds like you moving money around. You trying to clean money. Now, this also shows us, all right, let me pull this up for y'all. This also shows us, it gives us a clear picture that this woman can pay Cardi. Okay? She absolutely can. All right. So this is her monthly operating expense sheet. And this is not, ooh, you doxing. This information is public. All right. This information, not only is it on Pacer, it's also on DocketBird. So anybody can get this. Okay. This is not something that I got and, no, anybody can get this. So she started off, it tells you what your opening balance is for your accounts. It then tells you what the cash deposits were, then whatever you had to, put out during the month, and then it tells you what your balance is at the end of the month, right? And then it's the same thing here, but it's just like a chart. So it says at the beginning of the month, she had $25,629 in cash receipts from salary or, any other money. She took in $67,000 roughly. Disbursements for alimony and child support payments, $706.99. So I looked at that and I said, alimony and child support payments? Wait a minute. Does somebody else have custody of her child? Does somebody have custody of her kids? Because I didn't notice that in her previous monthly statements. I just started noticing this in April. So I said, wait a minute. Who got custody of them kids over there in Africa that you're paying $706.99 for alimony or child support? So which one is it? Are you paying check, alimony, y'all divorced, or do you have someone else that has custody of your children? Y'all let me know in the comments. Y'all be the judge of that. Now, bank charges $50 for groceries. She spent $385. Health and fitness, she spent $240. For meals, $793. Medical, dental payments, I told y'all the teeth, she pays on those. She also has health insurance, $3,013.57. Marlena says the husband's family has the kids. Well, alimony and child support payments, $706.99. It looks like to me that legally somebody got some legal shit going on. Okay? Because I don't see why you would have to make that discretion that it's alimony or child support if it wasn't legal. Because you could just, at first, we just saw that she was sending Tantu or, the daughter, she was sending cash apps, right? $100 here, $100 there. But this now pops up as a specific amount. That is a very specific amount, $706.99. That looks to me like a court-ordered payment. Nobody tells you, I sent her a cash app for $706.99. I spent $706.99. Why is it $706.99? That is a very specific amount. That looks like a payment that you were told to pay. But y'all let me know in the comments. So $2,800 for a mortgage payment. Other personal expenses, $606. Telephone, $1,028. Utilities, $143. Vehicle expenses, $642.37. U.S. trustee quarterly fees, $2,500. Total business expenses, $31,000. Total household disbursements, $12,000. So cash at the end of the month was a little over $48,000. Now, that's another interesting thing. The vehicle expenses went down to $642, but we saw in the previous months that the car payment was $1,000 something. So I don't know. Did she get it refinanced or what? I don't know, child. Now, let's go to the actual account. So, So, of course, this is just, her little typical lift, stuff that she be doing. I'm not going to go through all of it. You guys can take a screenshot and look at it if you want. She definitely pays her hairdresser. She constantly does that. I see that there. And then here is where it looks funny, like the payroll. So remember, she said that she only has one employee. In the paperwork that she put forth, she only has one employee. But these payroll expenses, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She's put out all these different payments for supposedly payroll. So see, this type of stuff was the red flag type of things. This is what Cardi B's attorneys, when they comb through and they look at this, how are you paying this, but you said you only got one employee? And then I hear people, they say, she got a whole team. She got this many people. Well, that's not what she said. She said one. That don't look like one to me. Now, here is these wire reversals. Transfer same day, wire reversal, CB funds. This is those little moving it over here, moving it over there. Here's a wire transfer. This went back to her from the trustee. That was a payment that she made to the bankruptcy trustee, but they, sent it back. I guess maybe it was an overpayment or something. But yeah, this little thing right here. Yeah. The wires. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not going into all of her nails and Cash Apps. Now, I found this one funny here. Cash App to Oracle Oya. OYA. Oracle OYA. So I looked that up, right? And that looks like a person that does readings, right? And this amount here, 444, is really kind of like weird, right? I said, Tasha, what you over there doing? Witchcraft? You over there doing spells, girl? Money spells? Because who spends 444? So that looks like an amount that, you know, sometimes these spiritual people, they'll tell you to send that or donate that or give that for this spell to work or that to work. I said, girl, she over there working roots. They said you work roots, girl. I said, who is Oracle Oya? But I did look that up, and it did give me some type of spiritual advisor. And the 444 is what stuck out to me. So tell me what the significance of 444 is. If you know, you know. So, here's payroll again. And it looks like she had some labs done. And so her YouTube earnings looks like it was 32,000. Okay. Yeah, it says that right there. Google, YouTube, Facebook was 9,000. YouTube was 32,000. Then she has some deposit of 5,500. Online domestic wire fees for paying for these wire transfers. It's the outgoing wire transfer. You know, she still continues to do her little transfers and wires transfers. Girl, they going to get to the bottom of these transfers, honey, and figure out what are you doing. But she has all of this going on, and still yet she wants to lowball Cardi B. So I just don't understand why a person that is of this caliber, right, that is doing these kind of numbers, why would you lowball this woman like that? Take responsibility, take accountability, and just pay the lady. Just pay the lady. You got it. You clearly have it, girl. So that's why they had that pretrial conference, because they know you got it. Cardi B's not taking this shit. She's not taking no for an answer. She's not taking I don't got it. She's not taking I can't afford it. They're not buying it. They're not buying it. Yeah, child, working roots, Tam Darby. It looked like roots to me. Okay. What is 444? Oracle Oya, if you look that up, that's a spiritual advisor. Okay. You over there spending $444 to work a root, to work a spell. She trying to get out of that bankruptcy. She trying to put a root on somebody. Here goes another deposit for $8,600. You know, it's the wire transfers and deposits for me that don't have no name on it. They just blanketed deposits. You know what I'm saying? Blanket wire transfers, payroll. Just it just looks fishy. It looked fishy from the beginning. So, yeah, if you comb through these Chase Bank statements, all of the statements are on Docketbird. If you want to look at them yourself, or if you have Pacer, you can go to Pacer and you can pull them up month by month, and you can look at how much she made just in this amount of time. She could almost pay Cardi B what she want to settle for over 3 to 5 years. She could have paid that in a few months. So it's not giving. It's not giving. No, we're not going. We're not going. Tia says they're going to find Your transfers transferring. Marlena, you in agreement? Pay Cardi her money, girl. You got it. Tasha's doing voodoo, allegedly. I mean, I've heard this before. That's not the first time. I've heard this. She damn sure eating seafood, child. Jimmy's famous seafood got $253, okay? She went and got her some crabs, child. Be careful with them teeth, girl. Don't be plucking out them teeth, trying to clamp down on them crab claws. Because we know you still paying down. And then she went over there and got some insurance, honey, so that we don't see that teeth payment is going straight to the Dr. Smiles or whatever place it was going to. Let me see if I can find it. Because I told y'all she was paying on them teeth. Let me see. Where's the teeth assist payment, girl? Where is that at? Say, girl, you went and paid on them teeth. See, because now she's got United Healthcare. There goes the premium, $13.50. See, at first, I could see every month I was seeing where she was paying these teeth. So now she got her some insurance. She's submitting it to the insurance, honey. She's making fun of my teeth. I got you, bitch. I got you, sweet pea. She went and got her some insurance. Shit, not the 444. Isn't that Jay-Z? Wasn't that the name of his album, 444? I'm telling you, that has some. Let me look it up. Let me look up 444. Let's look that up. 444, angel number. It's a divine sign that your guardian angels are watching over you and guiding you towards a path of clarity and decisiveness. Let's see. Meaning manifestation, positive things to come, and assurance that you're on the right path. So see, yeah, I could see definitely why someone would tell you to pay 444. Yeah, I could see why they would tell you to do that. Manifestation, honey. What you manifested, girl? Yeah, Bougie Barbie, 444. That was Jay-Z. Manifestation. You know, him and Beyonce, they are heavily into that. Yes, she's making long money, Vinny. Enough to pay it back. Definitely. Yep. We uncovered that in all of these videos that we've done about this bankruptcy, and every time we showed one of the statements and went over it, it's clear that this woman can pay Cardi. So that's why Cardi, this pretrial settlement is happening, because Cardi threw away, stepped on, spit on that goddamn offer that Tasha K made. And that restructuring plan, it was a slap in the face. She doesn't want to pay this woman and nowhere near what she owes her. So no, she said, no, I'm not going there. I want my money, girl. You put me through this shit. I want my goddamn money. You're going to pay me. So you guys, I didn't want to be up here long. I just wanted to give you that tea. Just wanted to show you what was going on. What's the latest in this? This is a ongoing battle. I mean, this has been going on since 2019. We are in 2024. Tasha, you have stalled this shit long enough. You carried this long enough. This woman done had 2 children in the process. Okay? She done had 2 children. Her and Offset done made up, broke up. You done got rid of your kids and somebody else done got custody of them. All of this done went down and you still have not paid $1. That's a hell of a stall. But see, I mean, most people, if I was in her shoes, if we were in her shoes, that's what we all would be doing. We all would be trying to figure. I mean, she ain't doing nothing wrong. She's doing what anybody would do. Try not to pay. I mean, because this is a large sum of money. But any other person I would feel sorry for, and I would say, well, shit, girl, stall them as much as you can. but not Tasha, because she put herself in this position. She had an opportunity to not owe at all, because all she had to do was drop her pride and move to the side, move around, take the shit down, and go on about her business. But that's not what she wanted. She wanted to be right where she is right now, because this woman wants fame and fortune. She wants to be a celebrity. She wants to be on TV. She wants to be the next Wendy Williams. She wants that, and she will do anything for it. She'll step on anybody, climb on whoever she got to climb on to do what she thinks needs to be done. And that's what this shows. She's going to stall paying this woman as long as she can. And Cardi is not going away. Cardi is exhausting all legal tactics. She's like, nope, nope, nope. I'm standing firm. Nope, nope, nope. Tasha thought she was going to give up. That Cardi was just going to say, fuck it. Go ahead. Because she's busy. You know, she's a celebrity. She's on tour. She's going to fashion houses. She's going on. But Cardi said, no. I'm going to make time to go to every court date, to go to every meeting. I'm going to make time to fill out every paperwork, to do every brief. She wants her money because of it's just for the principle. It's not because she needed. It's because you could have walked away and you didn't. So now she's going to make you eat those words. Then remember, you came up here crying and saying when the tea was going around that Cardi wanted to commit suicide. You came up here with your fake ass antics saying, I know what it's like. Don't do that, Cardi. And then Cardi was thinking about being lenient on your ass. And everybody was like, Cardi, no, don't do it. Don't do it, because she doesn't mean it. And as soon as you didn't get your way, what did you do? You started dragging Cardi B again. And you went after Joe Budden. You had your breakdown over the damn interviews that you wanted everybody to air. You wasn't no jumper. You went to this person, that person. And because you couldn't get your way, Cardi said, oh, there go the real Tasha. You was right back to you cussing everybody out. So it's good that she did not take her foot off your neck, because you don't deserve it. So now this woman is doing all she can do to stall and not pay. That's the bottom line, you guys. That's the bottom line. So as you go through this video, if you catch the replay, we did go over the documents, and we had to do a little bit of Googling, because we wanted to just make sure that we were putting out the right information. As I always say, I am not a legal professional. I'm not none of that. It's just common sense. We go through it and make as much sense of it as we can. But going through it, we discovered that this is not a settlement on behalf of either one of these women. This is actually the court asking each party to come to some sort of agreement. Come to this meeting letting us know what you want, Tasha. Cardi, you come to this meeting letting us know what you want. And then we're going to meet in the middle and try to see if we can compromise. But I don't see a compromise in full payment. When a person is seeking full payment, there is no compromise. And I'm urging Cardi, don't take 1 cent less than what you owed, because Tasha K can pay it. Get every dime. You are owed every dime. Okay? All right, you guys, that's all I have. Oh, wait a minute. Somebody said, did you see Gene Deal's interview the other day? He admitted on his own show Cardi B lied and Tasha was telling the truth. How would Gene Deal know that what Cardi B would have? Gene Deal, how would he know that Cardi had some type of disease, or Cardi, whatever, that Offset cheated and that beer bottle was up Cardi's butt, was Cardi? How would Gene Deal know? Okay, so yeah, miss me with that. You guys, thank you for being here. Like, share, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Bye.